Whoever's telling you not to worry about the Yankees, don't listen to them. I'm pushing the panic button. The Yankees get swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. First time the Yankees have been swept in 4 games in Toronto in 28 years. The Yankees are starting to get into biblical proportions of their shit. And I'm here to break it all down. New York Minute with our Yankees post-game report. It would have been a little bit earlier, but I ran out of electricity. And that is something I have in common with the current New York Yankees team, who still thinks that they're a good team. My question to you guys watching right now is, what do the Yankees do well? I'll wait. I like to call them the empty-calorie New York Yankees, or the Robinson Cano Yankees. And what I mean by that is they love to pad on stats. All they do is when they're up and when they have won is they just bash the shit out of bad bullpens. Whenever you see their wins, it's by numerous runs, 13 runs in one game, 9 home runs in one game. But then they can't manufacture. Let's go down the list of things that they can't do, actually. They can't hit with runners in scoring position. They can't move runners over. They can't manufacture runs. They can't come from behind. They can't hold a lead. They can't close games out. And they can't run the goddamn base pads. While their goddamn manager is in the dugout telling them that they're great and patting them on the back, when he should be yelling at them and lacing into them. I don't know about you guys, but this isn't a slump anymore. This is who the Yankees are until proven otherwise. And we got the injury with Clark Schmidt tonight. I'll get to that. But the Yankees are in a bad spot, not just because they got swept by a divisional rival, okay? They've lost 16 out of 14. So out of their last 20 games, they're 6-14, okay? They're 10-16 against the AL East this year, and thank God they played the Orioles and beat up on them. What did the Yankees think was going to happen this year? This was the team that they assembled, and if you notice, when the book started to get out on these young guys and other teams knew how to pitch to these guys and other teams knew what the Yankees were all about, the Yankees wound up being one of the worst teams in baseball in the last month and a half. When did it become okay for a team just to blow for a month and a half? Oh, it's the Boone swoon. It's the June swoon. I don't care what it is. It's almost like it's embedded in this Yankees DNA to be okay with a shitty June and July. It almost seems like this franchise is okay, or it gets the calculator out and says, we can get to 15 to 20 games above 500, and then we can coast for the rest of the goddamn year. But I think the Yankees thought that the AL East was going to be the AL Central this year with the beginning. And guess what? You're looking at a 3-team race for first place. The Orioles are only 6 games out of first place. The AL East is wide open, folks. We need to wake up, smell the coffee, and realize that this team is down bad, and they're not good. It's not a good team that's playing poorly. They're not a good team, and they're playing poorly. Like I said before, not being able to run the bases, not scoring with runners in scoring position, not moving runners over, sacrifice flies, hitting with runners in scoring position, hit and run. Easy, simple shit. The Tampa Bay Rays win, and they're 1 game out of first place. They got a goddamn team salary of $23 million. They're probably the same salary of what you're paying Giancarlo Stanton. And they don't even have a stadium. They're so poor, a hurricane ripped the ceiling off of their stadium, and they play in the Yankees spring training facility, and they might be the first place team by the end of the weekend. The Toronto Blue Jays aren't good. The Yankees are just that bad. And we're going to get to the Aaron Boone press conference and I'm going to show some of that film because I haven't seen it. And what I like to do is I like to see it live with you guys at the same time and lose my mind with you. Because Aaron Boone, I bet you, I haven't even seen it yet. I bet you it's going to be more of the same of him saying that this is a good team and that these guys in the team are good.
Arm tightening up on. Yeah. Him and a couple others really hurt us this series without question. Looked like the first one, Clark trying to get a sinker in, just left it up and out over that he drove the other way. And then, he was able to get to weave again, just kind of.
Real quick, Clark Schmidt, as soon as he started the game tonight, you heard nothing but loud outs. He had the outfield running all over the place, and if you don't know what loud outs are, it's really good contact with the ball that just so happens to get caught. There were doubles, and another guy just missed a home run. All series, actually, the Yankees got lucky with them missing home runs and missing hits, but Clark Schmidt was getting hit hard from the beginning tonight. This guy is injury-prone. Clark Schmidt is good when he puts a month together. And then the rest of the month, he's dog shit. Every time we need this guy in a big spot, he's hurt or he gets hurt. And if you don't think that he's going to wind up on the injured list, you're wrong because he is. And that's all he does. And with Luis Heel coming back, you know what, man? The Yankees are not going to be able to play whack-a-mole all year like this. They're not going to be able to build a rhythm with this team if they don't start to right the fucking ship. And guess what? If you think that the Mets are going to lay down in their stadium this weekend, you got another thing coming because both teams are hungry for a win because this is the walking wounded, and we'll get to that. But let's get more back to what Aaron Boone had to say after the game.
Getting on top of that good riding fastball. So, he hurt us this week. And it was a big difference in the series.
Clark got any testing the last few weeks when he was feeling that stuff?
No.
What have you seen out of Luke since he came off the injured list?
Yeah, some good. I like where actually some of his pitches are. I feel like his velo's where it needs to be. The profiles are there. Some righties have gotten him a little bit. So it's just about pitches at the top of the zone.
Have adversity throughout the,
especially, from even the start of the season where we've seen the velo kind of tick up a little bit.
Your understanding it's a long season. Every team isn't going to have adversity throughout the course of the season. But do you feel like this team has been playing with a sense of urgency?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it's no fun going through it. It sucks when you get your ass kicked in a division rival series on the road. But we're ready made for this, and we will get through this. We obviously know we need to play better. We need to do better. I really like the way we swung the bats in this series. Hopefully that's a sign of us kind of really getting it rolling a little bit. But we will stick together through this and again, embrace the adversity of it. This will make us stronger as we navigate through the season. I know nobody likes hearing that, or it sounds like, but that's what this is. We know this week's coming for us. We know this time is coming for us, and it'll make us stronger, especially as we rally together.
What's the biggest concern right now, would you say?
I mean, obviously some attrition a little bit, Cruz.
All right, right here. What's the biggest concern? Okay, that's a good question. What's the biggest concern? He asked the manager of the New York Yankees, what's your biggest concern?
Goes down the other day.
Let's see what his
guys
answer
like that.
is.
So, and then you have a couple short starts, and we played a 16 in a row, the off day 10 in a row. So you're kind of playing catch up all the time, and the bullpen's a little bit taxed. Even on a day they're available, it's like the workload's still pretty high. So, those kind of things.
Okay, so number one thing is the bullpen is gassed, which is true. And it kind of says to the effect of what I was talking about before, is that you can only play whack-a-mole for so long, and then you can't get that consistency. So this is what Aaron Boone is pretty much theoretically saying, is that you had so many games in a row, 16 in a row, and then it's hard if you do get knocked off your calibration and somebody gets hurt in the bullpen and then somebody doesn't go more than 5 innings. Excuse me. somebody doesn't go more than 5 innings, then it knocks everything back. And then when guys get injuries,
it's
then it
been a
knocks
little bit of
everything
an issue
back
for
out.
him
And
the
you
last
heard at
few
an Aaron
starts,
Boone's
where
mouth, and you just heard out of Aaron Boone's mouth right now that it knocks him off the calibration, and that it's just like a tidal wave now that comes by, and then it's like a virus. When you get in a slump like this and everything's going bad, especially in baseball, it seems like it's a tidal wave. It seems like a virus. Everyone's catching it, and all it needs is somebody to just get a little bit of a funk, and they need something to snap this funk. It's not Boone getting thrown out. Maybe it's a bench clearing fight or something needs to stir these guys up or just break the funk. I don't know what it is. Maybe Joe Boo from from Major League,
that is part of the challenge of the 162 sometimes, and you get into these long stretches where a couple outings you're trying to play catch up and obviously trying to win games too. So
what he's talking about is the Dodgers series about a month and a half ago that screwed the Yankees up when they got shellacked, and then it knocked the bullpen out, and then Cruz got hurt with that lat strain, and then they just got above water, and then they got another injury, and then they had another swoon of losing.
But again, that's part of it. So kind of every team has to deal with that at times of the season. So, we gotta get a couple guys right, and settle.
Boone doesn't know what to say. And if you're just joining us, by the way, I'm talking about the empty calorie New York Yankees, and they just got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays in a 4-game set. First time in the 28-year history that the Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays have been playing each other. And my question to you guys, the listener, the follower, the whatever on that smoke wagon you call the internet, my question to you is, what do the Yankees do well? Because it's not much. Let me tell you what they don't do well. They don't run the bases well. They don't move runners over well. They don't sacrifice fly well. They don't hit and run well. They don't close games out well. They don't hold leads well. All they do is when they do win a game is they bash and they mash and they smash and they win 12-5, 11-5. So I guess the Yankees have turned into the Baltimore Orioles of the early 2000s, where they would be leading the division by the All-Star break, and then they would fall apart. The question is, do these young guys have the gumption, the spine, the fortitude to actually do this, and are they the guys? Because Jason Dominguez, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Austin Wells are all on an uptrend right now. They're starting to hit the ball well. Even out of all this shit and all this suck, there is some silver lining in this. There is guys that are on an uptrend right now. I can tell that they're hitting the ball well. And when Aaron Boone says that, it's not bullshit or hyperbole. I mean, the guy is running out of adjectives to describe this losing streak. And what else are you going to say at the desk if you are a poor manager and it's going poorly?
We're on the way to doing that.
When you say that you're built to deal with this, what makes you say that?
Yeah. When you say that you're built to deal with this, what does that mean, Aaron? Like, what skill set do you have to deal with this? Great question. Let's see what Aaron has to say.
Aaron's
Part of that,
fuck, that's a good
I know
question.
this group. I know the trust they have in one another. I believe in our process.
Aaron's like, every single one of my teams has done this the last 5 years, so I implement this in June and July. It's a swoon that I implement because it's the Boone swoon.
We even just talked about it in there, just like this all part of it. Like, bring it on. Like, you got to embrace the challenging times of it, especially playing in New York. Like, that's coming for you. But we lean into that all the time. I know these guys are prepared for it. I know these guys will handle it, and we'll be, a quick turnaround tomorrow and try to be ready to go tomorrow on 4th of July.
You spoke to the group?
I just real quick hit them a couple.
Anthony's really struggled over these past few weeks offensively. Do you feel like he's searching a little bit at the plate?
Some days I feel like are really good. Like yesterday, I felt like he got a couple of good swings off.
You know what? My dad texted me today, and he brought up a great point. Giancarlo Stanton hits a bomb last night, and they sit him tonight. That's a prime example of why the New York Yankees cannot get any consistency. Their lineup changes every night. They sit guys after going. Like Anthony Volpe went 1 for 32. He gets 3 hits. They sit him the next night. Anthony Volpe, silver lining. He had 2 RBIs tonight. He was incapable of hitting runners in scoring position home. And, the Yankees going into Citi Field this weekend for the Subway Series. I can't remember the last time where there was such a difference from the first Subway Series to this Subway Series in the same year. I mean, you had the 2 best teams in baseball the first time these 2 teams met in Yankee Stadium, and it was a great series. And now you have these 2 teams hobbling into the Subway Series, and I don't care what either team says. This series means more to these guys now, especially since Juan Soto wears the wrong pinstripes on the other side of town. This means something to these guys. This means something to the fans. This is 4th of July. All eyeballs are going to be on it. And you know what? I heard some complaining about the baseball on the 4th of July. I love it. I think there's nothing better than listening to the game at the beach, especially Mets and Yankees, when you're at the game and you're going to be bullshitting with your buddies, and there's going to be Mets and Yankees sitting in the sun enjoying the independence of our country and talking some shit. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Baseball in New York is talking shit between Mets and Yankee fans and busting each other's balls. But, both teams are the walking wounded. Both teams are suffering big time. The Mets can't put any pitching together. Now they can hit. The Yankees pitching just took another huge hit with Clark Schmidt's right tightness in his forearm. He left the game early tonight. If you didn't see it, Clayton Beeter had to come in. Clayton Beeter is another prospect that we have. He's a stud. He's got all the stuff in the world, but zero control. You saw that tonight. Had a really tough outing because he came into that game and he had an 18 pitch at bat with one player. And I mean, that's really tough for you to come into a tough spot when you didn't even expect to pitch tonight because Clark Schmidt just left the game in the 5th inning. So the Yankees are down bad, man. They got injuries all over the place. They've been trying to tread water, and they finally get a little bit above water, and then it's like they get their head pulled underwater again. You got 3 old guys, Stroman, DJ LeMahieu, Marcus Stroman, DJ LeMahieu, and Giancarlo Stanton are salary arbitrages. They're old, and they're hurting the development of this team. This is tough. This is a tough stretch for the Yankees. I know you guys as Yankee fans, I just been watching the games with it on mute because I can hardly listen to it or hardly watch it. But I'm still watching every game like a masochist, and I know that you guys are too. So that's why I'm here doing the post-game wrap-ups. I mean, there's not really much more I can expunge on what's going on with the Yankees. The only thing that I can say is that like I said before, Jason Dominguez, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger are all on an upswing offensively. These guys are going to really break out. Jason Dominguez, I said it 4 days ago, but he is really getting crazy with the bat. And also, it'd be nice if he could add some power numbers to that. But, Yankees are hurt. Yankees are bad. They're going to have to make some moves. Either they're going to have to really, Danny, what's up? What's up, Peppy? Need a lineup change. Absolutely. How about this? Why don't we just have one lineup? Let's put Jason Dominguez in the leadoff spot. Let's put Aaron Judge in the 2 spot because I love Aaron Judge in the 2 spot. Gets more plate appearances. And then we can figure it out from there. Like Trent Grisham in the 3. We could put Jazz at the 4. Anthony Volpe, we can send on a Greyhound bus out of town with Austin Wells driving. Also, I kind of slept into Wells's comments, telling him to stop making breakfast burritos and get in the cage. That's another thing, man. All these dudes, all these young guys, they're so involved in building their brand and getting their brand out there when they should be worrying about baseball. You got plenty fucking days to worry about everything else except baseball. And you know what? Yeah, Judge in the 2 spot. And you know what? And even at times, Judge was leading off. Remember when he hit all those home runs that year? Aaron Judge was in the leadoff spot so he could just get more plate appearances. Why not just top load the fucking roster and let's get this? But right now, the Yankees are bad. They all got cold at the same time. The pitching held up for a little bit, but this bullpen's fucked. Williams is not made for New York. Weaver's got some sugar in the tank, and he's starting to come back to earth. So you have a bunch of guys that they were squeezing a bunch of energy at. And, Brian Cashman loves to do this, man. Look at DJ LeMahieu. He squeezed the 2019 batting title out of that, and now he's been with the Yankees for 5 years, and they're still playing him. Okay, he likes to get these Trent Grishams of the world where they fuck with their swing, just like Carpenter, what they got from the St. Louis Cardinals 3 years ago, and he had 14 home runs in the second half of the season. Trent Grisham is doing the carbon copy thing right now. And also, Trent Grisham and his mustache, who looks like a Reggie Jackson, Albert Einstein, is retarding the development of Jason Dominguez and other players on this team. For a guy that's not going to be around, doesn't have a future with the Yankees, and plays lackadaisical outfield, I know he's very good, but he's very nonchalant, and I hate that shit. He should not be doing it. Martian at the 3, Cody in the 4. Well, I like the way that Martian is the only one that works at bats right now. He sees a lot of pitches, and if you notice in the past week, he's really not hitting for power. He's hitting for average. He's hitting singles and doubles. And also, not to mention, he's a burner on the base pads. If you can get Dominguez starting the game on first base all the time, then you theoretically have to pitch to Judge. You know what I'm saying? I understand that there is no protection for the lineup for Judge. But then if you want protection in the lineup for Judge and you want to get it over with, then you do 1, 2, 3. You do Jason Dominguez, who's a switch hitter leadoff, Aaron Judge in the 2, and then you can do Jazz Chisholm as the leadoff, as the backup, as the 3 hitter for Judge's protection. Paul Goldschmidt fell off a cliff. Trent Grisham fell off a cliff. This was smoke and mirrors in the beginning of the season. They were scoring runs on bad teams, and we bought into it. They threw us in a meat grinder. And they cooked up a story and they threw us in the meat grinder, like they said in Predator. It's 111. Tripping over my words because I've been watching shitty fucking baseball for a month and a half. So I'm done. Peppy, thanks for watching. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Sorry I wasn't looking at the comments. I see all your comments now, guys. I'll read them next time. We got Subway Series. It's 4th of July tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to even be around for this. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you sticking with us on Instagram because this has been tough to watch, but I am going to be here throughout the suck the whole time. Remember, NEWYRKMIN on Instagram. That's New York Minute. That's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with Sports Nuts. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.